TBK Nationwide Series Racing from Daytona, the Goodies 300. Our pole sitter was Leon Davis, and this is his first career pole and only his second career start. He's with Germain Racing after doing some truck racing last year with Bill Davis. And now Covey Moore got the lead on the first lap, and then Quiros tried passing him. And Gail Brooks then got the lead with Paul Smith on the inside. The strongest car, though, was probably Jason Katterberg. He could hold off all 3 lanes of traffic at almost seemingly at once. But unless we see here, on the left is Paul Smith, on the middle is George Treppi and Andre Giacchi. Giacchi and Philip Wilkes tried to get a run on Katterberg, but neither could, as Katterberg was just too strong, and then Paul Smith eventually got around him on the outside with Gail Brooks, and then Katterberg comes back with Joey Edgee, and then David Hetzel and Paul Smith would get a run, and they would contend pretty much for the rest of the race, and then we had our first yellow. That was on lap 42, just past halfway. Watch the blue car. That's Mitch Kent. He gets contact with Jake Poo, and then Ben Olthen. That gets Covey Moore, Joe Hance, Joe Doss, Benny Tortoni. The 18 and the 99 go spinning, and I think Josh Chin and Tommy Too also got damage. This is Woody Watts. He's going to slow down and take a pit, or go into the pit road. I think this was a scheduled stop for him. And then all of a sudden you see, oh, that was Brendan Langlois. I didn't mention him originally, but he was drilled by the 81. And then here's Tommy Toe's onboard camera. See, there's the wreck. He's behind Bergman, the XF1 driver. And you see Josh Chin. Oh, Chin just gets into the 40 of Hans, and then Toe clips him. And then here's Langlois' onboard camera. He's right behind Joe Hans, and then, Alphen got him. Alphen got clipped by the 0, and then you see everybody going spinning, and he gets drilled by the 81 there. And you see most everyone pit except for Watts and Adgee. They actually pit right after coming onto pit road, albeit there was some debate over whether the 81 should have come back in. It was a pretty hastily done job, as you can see here. And that was going to affect the 81 rather severely as Watts leads on the restart. Now watch the 81. Look how far he's just holding up the traffic. Katterberg was probably the driver most affected by this. He got stuck behind the 81 from pretty much went to tail end Charlie there. And Watts got a pretty good lead, but was about to get passed by Stell, and then the 29 gets in the way. He went down a cylinder after an unscheduled pit stop on the caution. And you see here, the 29 of Jake Poo is doing his best Joey Edgee impression. And he's holding up Paul Smith, Tommy Toe, and there you see Chris Pettit, who we've not talked about today, and George Treppi going by. And then Stell gets around Watts finally, and this was none too early, because the next caution was on lap 52. Watch Phil Wilkes, Woody Watts, Simon Topham, they go in the wall. Gail Brooks gets a piece of it. Quiros and Hance get into each other a little. Mitch Kent, that was a hard impact on Kent, and then Tommy Toe clips them, and then you see Watts gets it driving, but watch the 98. Oh, the 29. Oh, boy. I really don't know who to blame, but expect probation. This is Quiros' in-car camera. You see, he goes low. Ooh, a little contact with the 40, but I don't think it was too serious. Katterberg and Pym both get by him, and then here's Mitch Kent. He got out under his own power, but was taken to the hospital for observational purposes. That was hard. And then Mike Sarley was running towards mid-pack, and he had to pit tire, and then Shane Gardner had to pit due to some sort of electrical malfunction. Then Wayne Stell took the lead on the start with Eddie Lynch, Chris Wetz, David Hetzel, and Chris Pettit, the top 5. And then you see Pettit, Hansen, Katterberg, who is making his way back up, and then Gale Brooks. Brooks was pretty far losing spots because of that damage, and then Pettit, and oh look, it's Adge and Philip Wilkes. Let's see what they do this time. And look, they're holding up the Katterberg and Wayne Stell. I guess some things don't change. And you see Pettit and Lynch and Andrea Giacchi all going around. And then it was Josh Chin and Leon Davis's turn. And, well, this gives Eddie Lynch a pretty big lead, but Davis realizes he's blocking them and decides to go out. And then Katterberg tried to get back up front with Chris Pettit battling, but Pettit had help and Katterberg did not. He tries again, but still not a lot of help, as you see Smith and Wetz behind them, and then Quiros thinks about it, but goes with Pettit. Here you see Katterberg finally getting some help, and it's about 4 on 5 there. You see the tail end drivers are Giacchi and Hans, who was involved in both accidents, and this is, I think, this is probably Philip Wilk or Joey Adge again, I believe. No, this is Ben Alphen. Here his teammate Giacchi tries drafting him, and that was a pretty bad mistake. And then here's Eddie Lynch. As you see, the field got pretty spread out, and I think that actually no, that was Adge who was holding them up. And then on the final lap, Pettit is leading. He goes high to block Lynch. Quiros comes low. And wait, this might not be the final lap. I don't remember exactly, but here comes Quiros. Pettit. No, this is not the final lap. This is, I think, 2 or 3 to go. Quiros goes low on Pettit, and now coming to the white flag, Chris Pettit takes the lead, and then it's Lynch and Quiros battling for second. Lynch gets a run. Pettit blocks. Lynch tries going high. It's pretty much Quiros and Hetzel battling for third. Lynch comes down, but he's coming to the line. It's going to be Chris Pettit winning the Goodies 300, and he celebrates appropriately. Smokes the tires and some celebratory burnouts. Now, you may be excited, but don't tear up the car. And our top 10 would be Chris Pettit, Eddie Lynch, David Hetzel, Alexander Quiros, Jason Katterberg, Chris Wetz, Paul Smith, Joe Hans, Andrea Giacchi, Chris Pym. You see